Now then, welcome to the channel, the Lake District, and this morning we parked in the Harrow Slack car park just by the banks of Windermere, and the intention today is to do a couple of outline fells, these being Claife Heights and Latterbarrow. So as we set off into the woods, let's have a quick look at the route. So the forecast for the high hills is going to be clagged in pretty much all day today, and there's a chance of showers pretty much all day as well. So we thought we'd stick to lower level and do some outline fells somewhere I've never been round here before at all, so it's all new territory for me. Got the place to ourselves at the moment, and we're continuing up there. So when we rolled up in car park, I thought I was in for a nice surprise. National Trust car park. There's no sign of any ticket machines anywhere. I thought, what the heck, we're going to be parking here for now. No such luck. Signs all around. You've got to pay by phone. It's alright if you've got a phone, isn't it? So now our hopes were quickly dashed. I thought it was a bit off. Right, so this is a little pull to start off with up this permissive track. Still nobody around. The hills that you can see through the trees there all clagged in, which was forecast for pretty much most of the day. We've arrived at this fork in the tracks, and the route that I'd planned goes up there on the bridleway. This isn't marked on the map, but if we go up there, we do end up doubling right back on ourselves. So I think we'll see where this takes us, see if this cuts a corner off. See where we get to up here. So ignore what I just said back there, me being a trained navigator and all. This is the bridleway coming up this way. It's that forest track going that way that's not marked on the map. So yes, this is the planned route. Trained navigator. Good job I've got my GPS in it. Thing is, with them you come to rely on them, or I do anyway. I don't bother using any navigational skills. If I still have any, I just rely on GPS. If batteries go on that, we'll be lost. Oh, right, upwards. So we carried straight on at that first signpost, and now we've branched off at this second one in the direction of Hawkshead and Latterbarrow, which is good, since that's where we want to be going. We need to get over Claife Heights first though. It's lovely when the sun shines. I'm hoping we might be fortunate and miss showers. The forecast did say it might clear up into the afternoon, but I mean we've set off early, so we might miss the best of the afternoon weather. We'll still enjoy it though, especially if it stays as peaceful as this. Lovely little lane. Right, upwards. Well, I'm enjoying this today so far anyway. It's a lovely little amble through the trees. Very quiet as well. We've just had a jogger pass us going that way. Nobody else around. A few birds twittering in the trees. Yeah, very pleasant. Bit different to last video. I don't know if you watched it when we went up Trifan. Oh, I'll leave a link to that at the end of this one. I won't be in a rush to go back there, I don't think. Certainly not the route we took anyway. Now this is a whole different ball game. Looks a bit squelchy around this bit. Oh dear. Mind you, I'm not surprised with all the rain we've had so far during this so-called summer in the British Isles. It's been, oh now then, where do we go here? Oh, squelch, squelch. Yeah, this summer so far has been an absolute nightmare. So when we did Trifan, we were camping in Wales we were supposed to be there for 4 nights. Arrived on Monday. I just got the tent up in time before it absolutely hammered it down and blew a gale for 7 hours. Then Tuesday was decent, and that's when we did Trifan. And then the forecast for Wednesday, Thursday and Friday was awful again. So we packed up on Wednesday and came home. Stayed for 2 nights, paid for 4. And we're actually supposed to be in Glencoe a week on Monday to do Ben Nevis. The forecast is looking grim up there at the moment as well, so I don't know, might end up cancelling that. There's no point in doing a 400-mile round journey in a tent that I discovered in Wales now leaks, and then I was intending to do CMD Arret up Ben Nevis, but I'm not doing that if weather's going to be rubbish, and I certainly don't fancy going up and down tourist route, so that might get cancelled as well. We'll see. Right, through them bits, squelchy bits, and onwards through the trees. So when I said carry on through the trees, I didn't realise I meant quite so literally. It's just starting to spoil itself a bit, is this path now. Right, see where we get to. It's narrowed down to just a little path. Oh, where are we going now? So we've branched off at that fallen down signpost onto this narrower path. I think this takes us back round. Could just see the top of Claife Heights back there. This takes us round and up to it. It's a bit of a bog fest as well now. It's nice and quiet there. Right, up we go. Well, this has got far more interesting than I was anticipating. I mean, the trig is somewhere up there now, I think. Oh, I wouldn't have thought Claife Heights would have been this troublesome. Right, so we'll see if we can get up there somehow. So we've been right round below the summit of Claife Heights, and we're back on. This is the path. Well, this is where I intended coming back down. And remember that signpost that was on the floor where we turned off? That's this path. So I reckon we should have stayed on this and then just like shot off up to the left to Trig Pillar and then back down onto this path. So we'll see if there's any way up from there. So we found this decent path that looks as if it takes us up to the summit. So if you're coming this way, don't do what we did and branch off at that fallen down signpost on that nightmare overgrown path. Just continue along until you reach this point here, and this is a decent path. So yeah, don't come the way we did. Right, see you at the top. Well, here we are, top of Claife Heights, and that proved trickier than I was expecting, basically because we branched off the main path and we've just come right round the bottom, right round here in all that undergrowth. We should have just stayed on path, main track, and come up here. Ah well, never mind, we're here, and it's a nice view looking over Windermere. And the high fells aren't that bad really. There is a bit of cloud lingering around, but not too bad at all. Right, so we're going to retrace our steps back down here and back onto that forest track and hopefully head off somewhere in the direction of Latterbarrow. Right, so we'll see you down there. So the route I'd planned takes us up that footpath there, but that looks like an overgrown bog fest. So I've just checked on GPS, and I think if we stick to this forest track, it'll take us right round. I mean, that'll be a shorter, that kind of just cuts the corner off. But I think we can stay on this forest track, take us right round, and that path will eventually come out on this track, hopefully. Right, we'll see where we get to. So our planned route would have come down through there, so I'm glad we went round, but what we've got to look forward to now is through there. I thought the paths would be better than this, like kind of popular area on the banks of Windermere. I thought these would be well walked and maintained. Right, we'll see what happens through here then. Well, that stretch of path through the undergrowth wasn't actually too bad. Back on another forest track now. I think we stay on this for quite a bit before we branch off, and I think that's the final climb to the top of Latterbarrow. So we've turned left at that cross tracks. I'll tell you what, you can't fault the signposting round here. It's just the moving paths are so overgrown, or the paths that we've been on. Well, this seems decent now, and this is the last little bit up to the top of Latterbarrow now, I think. So I think we're gonna stop up here for coffee and a chew. Right, so we'll see you after that. Goodbye. Well, we've branched off that good bridle way, which is, I think, is the route that goes to Hawkshead, and we're on another overgrown boggy path. I mean, they do get used. They're clearly defined paths, and there's recent footsteps in them as well, so they do get used. They're just an overgrown bog fest. Right, on we go. So you could just make out the monument on the top of Latterbarrow through the trees there, which is our final hill of the day. I'll be glad to get there, actually. These paths, well, I've been on better paths, let's put it that way. Was that another? Yes, if you're not paddling through bogs, you're fighting through the undergrowth. And actually here, oh, we've got both. So, oh, around here, through the branches. Oh dear me, More bogs. And we come to a bit of a clearing under. So that's Latterbarrow in front of us. And I hope once we've done that, I hope the paths back are a bit better than these. Look at this. Right. Onwards. Down a bit. Then up a bit. Have we got a doggy gate for you, Charlie? Top of Latterbarrow, the stunning views all around. I'll just walk away from the monument a bit, it's been hogged. Right, we'll just get over here and I'll put you on camera and give you a spin round of the views. So over there we're looking towards the Coniston Range, so we only just make out the Old Man, and Brimfell is in the Clag, and so is Swirlhound, Great Cars. You see Wetherlam clearly, and further round you see Pike of Blisco's looking a bit grey, Bowfell in the Clag, and we've got the Langdales. You see Pike of Stickle, Loft Crag, Harrison Stickle, Pavey Ark, and beyond that is High Raise. And if we come further round, see over to, I'm not sure if you can actually see the top of Helvellyn, but the Dollywagon Pike and Seat Sandal, Fairfield, Dove Crag, now it's High Pike and Low Pike. And then coming round to Red Screes, and I can just see the pub at top of Kirkstone Pass. I don't think it is a pub anymore, I think it's been done out as a private residence, isn't it? High Street, Wansfell, and then a little triplet that I absolutely love, but I can't remember which order they're in, but there's Froswick, Yoke and Ill Belt. And then that's looking down Windermere. Right, so we're going to drop down off here, I think, and find somewhere for lunch. So we've dropped down off the summit and we're into another overgrown bracken fest, and we've lost all the views for now, but we eventually come out on the shores of Windermere. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait for lunch and see if we can find a nice spot by the side of the lake for lunch. It's still early yet, we're in plenty of time. It's only just 12 o'clock, so yeah, it's been a pleasant amble, really. It's been quiet, but we saw a jogger early on, didn't we? Two people on the main track to, I just sank then. Two people on the main bridleway track coming up from Hawkshead. Two summit hoggers up there, and then we've just passed another couple of lads on the way up. So for the Lake District, on a Saturday morning with decent weather, really. It's really good. We might find a few more people when we drop down to the lakeside, I think. More of a bog fest. Right, down we go. So we're back on a forest track now. I had planned to drop down there onto a lower bridleway. I thought I might as well stick on this. And I think we've got decent tracks for quite a while now. Really until we branch off to the left to drop down towards the lakeside. Bell something, is it? I can't remember. We've seen Bell Grange, is it? There's been signposts for it on footpath up here. We drop down to there and I think we pick up the lakeside not long after that. So we'll find somewhere down there for lunch, I think. Alright, so on we go on this decent track. So we're making our way back down the track to pick up the route that I'd planned just down here. And did you notice the berries on the rowan back there? They were nice. One thing I've noticed this year, and I don't know if it's because it's been so wet, is the amount of ragwort around. There's absolutely loads of it. It was really noticeable as I was last week on way to Wales and back, especially the grass verges, the side of the motorway. They were absolutely covered in ragwort. I've never seen so much. So like I say, I don't know if it's because it's been so wet or not, but it's done really well. I could do without it, really. Unless you're a cinnabar moth, of course. Look at the views over there. Brilliant, aren't they? It's been a great day for views. I was expecting the higher hills to be clagged in, but no, it's been brilliant. Nice and quiet as well, really. Isn't it? Right, down we go. So we're back on the intended route now. That was the bridleway coming up there that I had originally plotted. That looked to be a bit overgrown as well down there, so I'm glad we stuck to this forest track. Not much to show you on it though, unfortunately. Hopefully when we get down to the lakeside there'll be something to see down there. I know there'll be lunch to be eaten. I'm starving. Right, on we plod. Charlie. Cheers. Well, there were signposts for every bridleway at that cross tracks there, apart from ours. So hopefully we're heading down towards Belgrange. I don't know if you can hear it gurgling away that side of us. I think that's Belgrange Beck. So yeah, hopefully we're heading down towards the lake shore and some lunch, which I bet Charlie's ready for as well. I know I am. Right, on we go. So the route that I'd planned came up this bridleway a few metres, but signpost back to Far Sowery, and then branch off down there. I don't fancy that. So we can go straight down there, down the, I think it zigzags down to Belgrange, and then pick up the lakeside, and then just back to the car along the lakeside. So we'll get down there and we'll have some lunch. Well, we've had our lunch and there's no real views over the lakes for trees. So I'm going to sign off now. There's only about a mile and a half to go along this track. There's not going to be much to show you, and there's loads of people around. So yeah, it's been good, I think, overall. Some of the paths up on the tops, I mean, they were clear paths. They were obviously reasonably well used, but just so overgrown and boggy in places. No, it's been good. We've not seen that many people until we dropped down onto this path, and there's loads of people down here. So yeah, hope you've enjoyed it as well. If you have, please do the usual, the liking, subscribing, ringing that notification bell, commenting, sharing, all the usual malarkey. And hopefully we'll see you on the next one. Troll!